If you do not have capacity to execute all of those things I've mentioned may amount to almost nothing. So what am I saying? It's high time we began to build capacity.
I went from making $24 in my first 11 months as an online entrepreneur to earning over $4,000 in 7 months.
It was one of the lessons I learned that was really touching. You are the only constant thing you have.
So the first step to becoming extraordinary is to develop coping skills. Quality and creative educational system can be accountable.
Follow the path of least resistance. This is what many people don't understand. If this influencer is known on Facebook, don't send them a message on Facebook, they won't see it.
If you do not have capacity to execute all of those things I've mentioned may amount to almost nothing. So what am I saying? It's high time we began to build capacity.
I went from making $24 in my first 11 months as an online entrepreneur to earning over $4,000 in 7 months.
It was one of the lessons I learned that was really touching. You are the only constant thing you have.
So the first step to becoming extraordinary is to develop coping skills. Quality and creative educational system can be accountable.
Follow the path of least resistance. This is what many people don't understand. If this influencer is known on Facebook, don't send them a message on Facebook, they won't see it.
Guys, we are live. If you can hear me, kindly type something in the chat box. If you can hear me, kindly type something in the chat box.
If you do not have capacity to execute all of those things I've mentioned may amount to almost nothing. So what am I saying? It's high time we began to build capacity.
I went from making $24 in my first 11 months as an online entrepreneur to earning over $4,000 in 7 months.
It was one of the lessons I learned that was really touching. You are the only constant thing you have.
So the first step to becoming extraordinary is to develop coping skills. Quality and creative educational system can be accountable.
Welcome, guys. Miss Ifeoma Ezekoli, you're highly welcome. If you can hear me, type something in the chat box. Emmanuel Odiazi, you're welcome. Okay. Okay, Soliu, you're highly welcome. Okay. So if you were here yesterday for the Sell or Beg conference, the very first day, I wanted to type something in the chat box. What did you learn from the previous section? Because today is going to be hot, believe me. Today's speakers are very much equipped and they are ready to dish out so much value for today. So if you were here yesterday, what did you learn from yesterday's section? I'm waiting for you in the chat box.
If you do not have capacity to execute all of those things I've mentioned may amount to almost nothing. So what am I saying? It's high time we began to build capacity.
I went from making $24 in my first 11 months as an online entrepreneur to earning over $4,000 in 7 months.
Okay, guys, welcome back. Our speaker for today is ready. He's ready. He's already here with us. So we're going on a short break right now while we bring him on stage. Okay, guys, with
Hello,
the
Mariam. I
standing
hope you can hear.
let's make welcome Sani Soyinka. Sir, you're highly welcome to the stage. Welcome, sir. We lost him. Okay, he'll be here soon. Okay, guys, while we're waiting for our speaker to be back, I guess his network had a glitch. Okay, he's back. Sir, you're highly welcome. Can you guys hear me? Network.
Mariam, I hope you can hear me.
Okay, we can hear you now, sir.
Hope
You're
you can-
highly welcome to the second day of this conference. Thank you, sir, for coming.
Thank you. Thank you. Glad to be here. Glad to be
Yeah.
here. Thank you.
Oh, network. Okay, guys, you'll be back very soon. I guess his network is having a glitch. So let's just wait a little. Let's wait a little. He'll be here with us very soon. So if you are here and you haven't posted the link of this conference on your status, I believe you don't want to do that because Sir Soyinka is going to be dishing out so much value tonight. So if you have an audience on Facebook, on WhatsApp, on Twitter, or anywhere at all, you just have to copy the link to this program now. Go over to the place where it's written share. So while you copy it, post it on your status. You don't want your audience to miss out on today's value. Trust me, it's going to be mind blowing. So I want you to do that right now. Okay, our speaker for today is back. So you're welcome back.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you, Mariam. Hey, Mariam, I think I lost you this time.
Sir, you can go ahead. The stage is yours. Network. Oh shit. Can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you.
Okay.
I think
Go
we
ahead.
lost you, but you're back now.
All
I can go ahead, right?
All right. Yeah, sure.
Can you hear me loud and clear?
Yes, very well. I can hear you.
Okay, beautiful, beautiful. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, wherever you're listening to in the world. I'm Nick and I'm super excited to be here. All right, I'm super excited to be with you today. So I want to thank Fortune. Thank you for conceiving this amazing platform. God bless you real good. All right. Thank you, Festus, for doing an amazing job. All right. And to Marian and to every team member, well done. You guys are amazing. Right. And of course, the most important person here, right? Not me, not Fortune, not Festus, not Marian, not the team. All right. The most important person here is our guest. You watching, you listening, you who is going to watch. You are the MVP, and I truly, truly celebrate you. You know what I mean by MVP? You are the most valuable player, right? So very quickly this evening, I want to share with you very quickly, say in the next 50 minutes thereabout, on how to earn consistently, right? It's good to see you, Fortune. How to earn consistently from your knowledge. This is powerful. How do you earn? All right. Can I also comment that this is awesome? I love the branding. I love the idea behind this. Well done, Festus. And again, well done to your amazing theme. All right. The color just pop into my eyes now, and I love that. I can see that this color has been filtering into my eyes, so it's good. It's good. So tell your friends, tell your neighbor, tell your frenemies if possible that me showing guys live will sell or beg, and let them watch, because it's going to be one of your most phenomenal evening. Not because I'm just talking, but because that's how it's going to be. All right. So how do you earn consistently from your knowledge? Now I want to start this way. I don't want to assume that everybody realize that what they know is an asset. I don't want to assume that everybody out there who is watching me knows that if they only knew that what they know is an asset, they will literally run with it. So I'm going to divide my talk into about 3 or 4 segments. The first segment is that I'm going to talk to you about knowledge generally, right? And I'm going to tell you what you know and probably you didn't know you know. Right? Then I'm going to tell you how to productize what you know. Then I'm going to ultimately tell you how to earn consistently, which is ultimately where we are going. But I needed to break this down so that we can understand. Okay, I want you to know that, scriptures tells us that knowledge shall cover the earth, right? Like waters covered the sea. You know what I used to say? I believe that knowledge is Google. Okay, knowledge will cover the earth as if waters cover the sea. I truly believe that element that scriptures is talking about, right, is the element called Google, because literally you have over 3.5 billion search going on every single day on Google. Over 3.5 billion search. You know what that means, right? 3.5 billion people have clicked, not billion people right now, but searches are made, all right, on Google every single day. Isn't that amazing? So somebody's asking, how can I cook for my boyfriend in India? Permit my joke. How can I make air? All right. How can I sing? My voice is croaky. How can I talk like Shoinka? How can I MC like Marian? How can I host like Fortune? How can I be an amazing, guest, facilitator like Festus? How can I do it? So people are asking how, what, why? Go Google. So it's amazing, right? And you see, there are 1.3 trillion search every year that goes on Google. Over 1.3 trillion search, right? That means, that's incredible. That's incredible, right? It is said that by 2025, because you see, there are many industries in the world. Let me put it this way. There are many industries you have in the world. So if I ask you what industry, you will tell me the media industry, isn't it? You will tell me the oil industry, oil, like my Igbo brothers will say. All right, the oil industry. All right, you will tell me about the agricultural industry. You will tell me about the many industries you will mention, right? But I guess you will not tell me one industry is what is called the knowledge industry. Yes, there's what is called the knowledge economy. Yeah, so you have the agri economy, you have the what other economies did I mention? You have the media economy, right? You have the education economy. But people will not tell you there's what is called the knowledge economy, the knowledge industry. You must begin to see it that way. All right, so that you'll be able to earn. Because if you don't see it as an industry, you may commonize it, and that's why I want to establish. And if this is when I do, maybe next time I'll talk about some other things. But this is critical. You must understand that knowledge is an economy, knowledge is an industry, right? So this is very critical and very important. So somebody is asking me, now you have said this and I'm glad. So what do I know? What do I even know? So I want to tell you, I want to tell you 8 things that you know that you are playing with. Number 1 is that your failures and your victories. Oh, amazing. It's knowledge. It's an economy you can build, you can make money from. Your failures and your victory. Ask Steve Harris. He's made over 20 million right now. Yeah, from his first book, from college dropout to corporate sellout. That book literally talked about his failures and his successes, how he evolved from a 2-time college dropout to become a corporate celebrity, right? So his failures and his victories, he wrapped them into a book, and today he's made millions from it. Who tells you that your failure and your victory cannot be knowledge? Did you hear that? Now I hope you will pay me, you send me some doses of dollars after this class, because I just told you a big asset that you didn't know existed before. So number 1, your knowledge, your failures and your victory. Number 2, your expertise and your skill. That's the knowledge. That's knowledge. Whatever you are an expert in, okay, whatever you have skill, probably you have media skills, you are tech savvy, for instance, you have expertise in an area, in the area of cryptocurrency, for instance, you have expertise in the area of public speaking, you have expertise, all right, in the area of Okay, I'm back. I believe it's a network. Apologies about that. Sincere apology. Olivia, good to see you. If you know I'm communicating, do me a favor. Write whatever you are learning in the comments as a bit frequent as you can. All right. Share this video with your friend. Put it on your timeline. Put it on your WhatsApp status. There's fire in this house. It's going to be fire back to back. That's what Fortune, Festus, and Marian have asked me to come and do. Hit fire in your box. And let's go. So number 1, we said your failures and your victory is part of the knowledge economy, your expertise and your skill. Number 3, your certification. All right, you've got this certificate here, you've got certificate as an accountant, you're a chartered accountant, you are a human resource personnel, you've gotten your ACIPM like me, I'm an associate member of personnel management, right? So your certifications, you've gotten these, I know they've said na certificate, no be certificate, but nevertheless, not be everybody gets certificates, all right? So your certification can be something that could be knowledge, all right? Number 4 is your experience. All right, they don't buy experience at this way. The experience you've gone through, right? Maybe you had an FNG, right? Final year non-graduating, but somehow, for instance, I know somebody who had non-graduating because he had a spill. Okay, what you call spill. All right, so the person didn't graduate when the mates were graduating, but from that place, that person began to learn fashion design, and today that person is a celebrity fashion designer. All right, experience, so they know they buy our market, so it's knowledge. Okay, so that can be what you can monetize. All right, number 5 is your innate ability. What you know is just naturally, you talk like this, they say, where you get this one from? You say, well, they just bomb me with them. That's not common, my dear. That's something, it's not common, but you can also monetize it. All right. So thank you, Olivia, for bringing that up. Number 1, your failures and your victories. Number 2, your expertise and your skill. Number 3, your certification. Number 4, your experience. Number 5, your innate ability. There are certain things that when we wake you up at 1 a.m. in the morning, you can do without thinking. You can do without reading. You can do without scrolling to your phone. You know it. They burn you with them. That's what I'm talking about. That's knowledge you can monetize. All right. Number 6 is your hobby. Right? What do you do as a hobby? Right? Probably you do certain things with like as a hobby, and some people come around and say, you mean you do these things effortlessly? I knew a guy who could ride bicycle like no man's business, right? And they began to invite him for certain shows. So he will do bicycle thing, they'll pay him 25,000 in some shows. That's amazing. Your hobby. All right, and there's almost nothing, like I wrote in my book, how to earn a fee from what you do for free. There's almost nothing as exciting and as fulfilling and as rewarding as you earning from the things that you do for free, your hobbies. Let's imagine that you can sleep and they are paying you to sleep. That's a hobby. There's almost nothing as exciting as that. So that's also another area that you can actually monetize. Can I give you two more things? Your results. What do you have proven results in? Don't hide your results, sir. Don't hide your results, man. All right? It's not humility that you are hiding it somewhere. No, sir. Let's know the results you've gotten. All right? You've achieved certain feats and nobody knows. It's only you yourself that knows. No, man, you're just doing yourself. That's knowledge. Right? Then the last thing is that what you do for free. What do you do for free sometimes? It's knowledge. All right? So 8 things that you can change and monetize and make money from: your failures and your victories, your expertise and your skill, your certification, your experience, your innate ability, your hobbies. All right? Number 7, your results. Right? Where do you have proven results in? And number 8, what you do for free. Right? So I needed to say this. Thank you, Shitu. I needed to say this so that we can be on the same page, so that you're not assuming somebody's asking, what do I know, sir? Or you're not commonizing those things. It was what you commonize, what they call, you know what they call, when you finish school, okay, they want to do book. So they'll put your picture. Some of you who have served, we also do it in NYC, right? And some of us do this in secondary school. So you now put your picture and your name, right? So that people, you share it and you design it very colorfully, right? And put your name so that everybody has their copy. That was the same thing that became Facebook today. I hope you know that. It was somebody's gossip business that made her a billionaire today. If you doubt me, go and ask Linda Ikeji. A gossip. That's part of knowledge. All right. So this is key. This is key. Don't commonize some of those things. Right. So you want to ask certain questions. I'm going somewhere. Follow me carefully, and I believe you're getting value already. So I believe that one of the most important skill, one of the most important journey you can embark in life is to embark on the journey of inquisition. Your ability to ask questions. There is treasure in asking questions. Can I tell you something? Your next meal, your next breakthrough is actually waiting for a question that you are yet to ask. Yes, your next breakthrough is probably waiting for the next a question that you have not asked. So you must take it seriously. Your ability to inquire, your ability to, and not beg. Now, I'm not saying beg. I'm not saying ask for money. I mean your ability to ask. How can this be done? Where is the way to market? All right. Questions, they birth results. Answers are not far away. They're just waiting for the right questions. All right. All right. So this is very powerful. That's what Albert Einstein many years ago said something. Oh, thank you, Fortune. My book changed your life forever. I'm so excited about that. All right. Albert Einstein said, I'm so glad, I'm so touched. Right. I'm not sure you sent me a review. Fortune, you need to send me a review. We need to get it out there so that much people can get it. All right. So Albert Einstein said something once. He said, if you give me 60 minutes to solve a problem, I will use the first 55 minutes to ask questions. Then I will use the remaining 5 minutes to solve the problem. Isn't that amazing? That tells you the power of question. Do you know who Albert Einstein is? Can I remind you? He was the man of the 19th century. In fact, Albert Einstein is reputed to be as one of the greatest men, probably if not the top 5, if not top 2, if not the greatest man that's ever lived. He said, if you give me 60, so we should listen to him. He said, if you give me 60 minutes to solve a problem, I will use the first 55 minutes to ask questions. Because he knows that questions birth innovation, questions birth greatness. All right. So you need to ask certain questions. You need to ask, for instance, what challenge have I overcome? Remember, we're talking about how to monetize what you know, right? Consistently. You need to ask, what challenges have I overcome? What do I have results in? So these are not rhetorical questions. I want you to write this question and answer them after this class, after this summit today. What challenges have I overcome? State them. Not everybody have gone. If probably half of the people around the world go through the challenge you've gone through, they will probably have died. So don't commonize it all. You want to ask, what challenges have I overcome? What do I have results in? Okay, I have results in public speaking. I have results in digital marketing, right? I have a result in business management. Okay, so what question? Number 1, what challenges have I overcome? Number 2, what do I have results in? Number 3, what questions do people ask me constantly? What questions do people ask me? Every time it's me that they ask these questions. All right. Number 4, what skills have I learned? Okay, you know, I've mentioned this thing earlier among the 8 things, but I'm making it easier for you so that you can answer. So instead of telling you my failures or my victory, I'm telling you now practically the failures and the victory I have are the places I've overcome are right. The challenges I've overcome are the places I have results in are. These are the questions people ask me consistently, right? The areas I have skills include, are you getting? I'm a teacher, so I'm doing this very practically, all right? What do people come, the areas people come to me for advice are, I get this thing, they are your material to make money. You are sitting on gold, right? And so when you are able to answer this question, you can convert it into 3 things or 4 things. You can convert them into a book, like I wrote out to any fee from what you do for free. I realized one of the tragedies in the world is that people who are so gifted, Nigerians, Africans, they can sing, they can code, they can mime, but however, they are doing this thing for free. So it was a burden in my heart. So the burden has made me a millionaire from the book, How to Earn a Fee from What You Do for Free, making big money from your skills, your ideas, and talent. So convert yours too into a book or an ebook. It could be a webinar, like what Fortune and his team have done. Do you know that literally they can save this thing, record it now, and it can become a course? It can become an online webinar. This is an online webinar, right? So they can also convert to something else. Okay, they can convert Sell or Beg to a school right now. This is what I'm talking about. Okay, so it can be ebooks, it can be webinars, it can be online courses, right? You can convert all of those in your failures. It could be membership sites, it could be coaching. All right, can I mention those 5 things I mentioned? You could convert them into ebooks or normal books. You can convert them into webinars, right? You could convert them into online courses. You could convert them into memberships, right? Then you could convert them into coaching. Okay, so having laid that foundation, let me use the next 20-25 minutes to now tell you what you want to hear. But I needed to establish that foundation, because if I don't, you will probably commonize the goal that you have. If you're getting value, let me get the punchline that you're getting value. Say I'm getting value from Sell or Beg. Then also do me a favor in 10 seconds and share on your WhatsApp, share on Facebook, that there's fire in this house, right? I know there's fire. Okay, now, so how do you now earn consistently? Me, Shoinka, thank you. You have told me, thank Fortune, thanks to Fortune, thanks to Festus, thanks to Marian for putting this together. Me, Shoinka, I don't hear you. No be today they tell me, say, I know this thing. Now, how I go make money? So the first thing you must do, after you have known all these things, your skills, your certification, right? I've told you all of those things are your knowledge, your hobbies, the places you've gotten, you've overcome challenges, you've known all these things. Now, the next point is this: how do I now make money from this thing? You say I should not commonize anything. Number 1, you need to find your ideal customer. And I'm going to stay a while here because this is very powerful. You need to find your ideal customer. I just left a meeting now, 5 to 6 online meeting like this. And this was one of the things I also shared with them in passing. I was going to take my time here to talk about that. Not everybody, you need to find your ideal customer. All right? Because people are not looking for your knowledge. Can I shock you? But don't quote me out of context. People are not looking for your knowledge. They are not looking for your passion. Unfortunately, I'm spoiling your party, right? But follow me in 10 seconds. People are only looking for answers to their questions. People are only looking for solution to their problem. So if your knowledge is one of those, then they will give you money. Can I say that again? Nobody is looking for what you know. I'm sorry to say that. But this is the balance. People are I'm showing you how to find your ideal customer. People are not necessarily looking for what you know. They are looking for their solution to their problem. They are looking for answers to their question. So if your knowledge, all the 8 things I've mentioned, is one of those answers to their problem, one of those answers to their questions, then you can have a meeting point and they can pay you. This is very important. So you need to find your ideal customer. You need to find it, because a lot of people are feeling people buy for different reasons. All right, people buy to feel important. Some others buy because they don't want to lose money. Some buy to save money. Some buy to make money. Some buy to save time. Some buy to feel different. Some buy to feel secure. Some buy to be happy. Some buy because they want to catch fun. Some buy because they want to feel sexy. All right. Some buy to gain knowledge. Others buy for ego. Some others still buy for comfort. So people buy for different reasons. So if your knowledge meets any of these reasons, then you have a bestseller in front of you. All right. So I'm saying to you this. This is what I'm saying in a nutshell. Don't just sell what you know. Rather tweak it. Tweak it to meet the need of your market. I'm going to show you how to find your ideal customer in a moment. But I'm just saying this is very important. So that because as long as you are not oxygen, as long as you are not water, write this in big capital letter. Sir, as long as you are not oxygen, as long as you are not water, not everybody will need you. Oh, say that again. As long as you are not oxygen, and as long as you are not water, not everybody needs you. Because some of us have this false sense of whatever it is in our mind that since I know this thing, people will find me. They say in a digital marketing, they say now, if I sub here now, everybody will look for me. You lie. You are not oxygen, you are not water. But I'm not calling you a liar. Just forgive my lingua. All right? You are not oxygen or water, so you must tweak it. Yeah, thank you, Teresa. You must tweak it to meet the need. That is when they can pay you, not because you know. They don't pay you because you know. They pay you because it has met a market. So warning, my warning is that don't just sell your passion, rather tweak it with respect to the need of the market. Because gone are the days. It is 50 years ago, 20 years ago, 30 years ago, and probably 15 years ago that you can decide that I know book, make I sell book. You cannot, no, you don't do that these days. Rather, you can say you know book, you know something. I can make air. Keep your air making at home. Keep your digital making prowess at home. Rather, go to the market and ask her, what does she want? You go to the market. I'm talking too much and my earpiece is falling out. Forgive me. All right. Go to the market. It's burning on my inside. You know what I mean? All right. Okay. So go to the market and ask her what she wants. So when you have heard the market, what the market wants, you now come back and marry that your skill with what the market wants. You will not have a bestseller. Oh, this is powerful. One of the reasons why you are not making money consistently is because you are just pushing it out. You are showing everybody in the face. No, you've got to go ask them what they want. Because it's not you that will chop what you are giving. It's not you that will eat the knowledge that you have. It's not you that will consume the knowledge you have. The reason why you have that knowledge is because you want to dispense it. So as long as you are not the one that will consume that knowledge, you need to go ask the market what she needs so that you can tweak your knowledge to meet the market. So gone are the days where you just decide and just shoot. No, you must marry what the market is saying with what you are saying. And that brings us to what the ideal customer is. That brings us to what the customer avatar is. Right? They call it different name out there. They call it customer avatar. They call it ideal market. They call it buyer persona. They call it marketing persona. Whatever it is, the summary is that this is my ideal audience. This is my ideal customer. I'm taking my time here because I know this is the challenges of many people. It's not that they don't have good products. It's not that their knowledge is not fantastic. It's not that it is not something that is better than ice cream. But the problem is that they are not meeting their ideal customer. So it's making them look as if they're a failure. Your deliverance is here today. I'm simply saying that you need to find your ideal market. So there was a story of a man. Now, I took that story and I put it this way. It was Akin Alabi that put it in his book, Small Business, Big Money. All right. But I want to tweak it this way. Let's imagine every one of you out there, some of you are in your offices, you are in your house and somewhere. Let's imagine this was not a virtual conference. Let's imagine this was a physical conference in Port Harcourt. All right. So all of us are in a room in Port Harcourt right now. And that room seemed to be stuffy. Okay. So the room is congested because there's not so much ventilation and all of us are sweating, just like I'm almost doing right now. So what happens? You will agree with me that one of the first things you will need, one of the first things you will desire is water, isn't it? Yeah, water. So my boys, I have a 4-year-old boy, son, and a 2-year-old son. The first one is General David. The second one is Ambassador Daniel. So they came into the hall and say, oh, wow, you guys are sweating. I'm sure you guys need water. They now saw me somewhere in the corner. They said, Daddy, you are here too. Daddy, well done. They now say, everybody, how much is this water? Some people will say 150. Some people will say 250, depending where you are. Some people will say 100 naira. I still bought it yesterday. Then my children will say, okay, you know what? We want to exhibit, we want to practice one of the things that our daddy taught us. They say now, this water, how much did they say you call it? Some say 500, 200, 100 naira. My children will now say, no, we are going to sell this water at 1,000 naira. Now, I hope you know that we will still struggle to go and buy.
If you do not have capacity to execute all of those things I've mentioned may amount to almost nothing. So what am I saying? It's high time we began to build capacity.
I went from making $24 in my first 11 months as an online entrepreneur to earning over $4,000 in 7 months.
It was one of the lessons I learned that was really, really, really touching.
Hey guys, forgive me. Network seem to be, I'm in Kaduna, right? This is where God lives, okay? But forgive me, our network, they just restored our network a few days ago, all right? So, but we're good, let's go. So I was saying that my children now came into that place, all right? They now said, okay, guys, how much is this water? We told them the amount. They now said, we're going to sell this water for 1K. Of course, you know, except in Sheraton or probably a cool hotels, you can't get this water at 1K anywhere. Latest is highest is 150. But my boys started selling at 1,000. Now, I'm not talking about the greediness behind the selling. That's not my point. My point is that these guys came to a thirsty crowd. They came to a starving crowd. So they even had to do little or no marketing. This is deep. There's so much lesson to learn from this. The first thing is that they came to their starving crowd. And so they sold out because we will struggle to get the water. We want to get it because that is our life depends on it. So my point is that it's not that you are not selling water. It's not that your product is not fine. It is that you are not in your testing market. You are not in your starving market. And as long as you're not in your testing and your starving market, you will market more, you will sell more, and you will have to market more rather. You will have to sweat more, and you will get less results. It's not a cause. It's because you are not in the ideal market. This is why your first journey, right, is to find your ideal starving crowd. Thank you, Fortune. Right? You need to go to your starving crowd. You need to now pitch your offer to them. Because you see, why this is essential is this. If we always say that if you have a 10% to 20% conversion rate, 30% conversion rate, you have done well. Okay, so this is email marketers will understand this better. So let's say, for instance, you have 10,000 emails, right, and you are pitching to them. Okay, so you now have about 2,000 or 3,000 who respond and buy from you. Usually, they say you have done well. Okay, now so imagine if those 10,000 people were not your ideal customer. Or see, your ideal customer is who you are selling to, and you are having only 30% conversion, and you have done well. So you now imagine they are not your ideal customer. You see that now? You see why it's important? Because even your ideal customer may not need it at that time. You see that? That's why the ideal customer is important to sell your knowledge. I hope I'm not confusing anybody. Can I say that again? I love to teach and make it very simple. So I said that you have 10,000 people in your email list, and these people are your ideal customer. And when you pitch to them 5 times, you only got 3,000 or 2,000 out of the 10,000. If you do that, you have done well, actually. You have done well according to the market average. But I'm saying that imagine now that in your ideal market, you have 30% conversion rate. How much more if you didn't go to your ideal market? That means you will have almost zero conversion rate. That's the idea. That's why you need your ideal customer, right? This is very important because you see, if you know these three things, you will sell out your product. Number one, know your ideal customer, know where they are, and know what their challenges are. Can I mention them two more times? Know your ideal customer, know where they are, and know what their challenges they face. You will sell out. One more time. Know your ideal customer, know where they are, and know, all right, what kind of challenges that they face. Okay, so this is very important. There's also what we call even negative avatar. Negative avatar says you that these kind of people, I don't want to see them. So for instance, this is my book now. I don't want Dangote to read my book. I'm not pitching to him. Why we sold over 1,600 copies and we're heading towards 2,000 in 1 year plus is because I knew the ideal market. So I'm not waiting for Dangote to buy. The only reason why I want Dangote to see this book is that if he wants to buy 10,000 copies, not because he should read it, but because he wants to give it to students. He wants to give it to undergraduates and the unemployed. Now I want Dangote to see. You see what I'm talking about? So that's the idea. Okay? That's the idea. So you must find your ideal customer. It's very important. I don't want to go there because that's not my focus. I hope there will be somebody who will do that during the of this talk. But the point about ideal market, we can't exhaust it tonight. Okay, because you see, your ideal customer is not a people. This is one of the mistakes that a lot of people make. They think that my ideal customer is some people. No, when you are developing your customer avatar, when you are developing your ideal customer, this is what you put in mind. So, for instance, you say, this woman, she's a lady. Follow my characteristics. She's a lady. All right. She works with MTN. Right. A blue chip company like MTN. She has 2 children. Her hobby is this and this and that. She loves to read book. Do you see those characteristics? Now that is your ideal customer, not other people. So you can have more than one ideal customer. It's okay. However, you are drawing it down. You are getting the psychographics. I don't want to go too much into this. You are getting the demography and the psychographics of this customer. Okay, she loves to eat so and so meal every weekend. Can I redefine it for you? So I'm saying to you, go find this person. This is your ideal customer, and you can now pitch towards them. So even when you are doing your Facebook ad, when you are doing certain pitching, you know who you are targeting. Not everybody. You are not wasting energy. All right. So again, she's a lady. Is a lady. She works in a blue chip company, e.g. MTN. She earns between 500,000, 7 figures. She earns between 500,000 to 800,000 every month. She has 2 boys. Okay, they travel to Dubai for vacation once every year. Her husband works with an oil company. Right? This is hard work. Somebody is saying, how long will I do this? This is the key to selling your knowledge. All right, because if you miss it, you'll be frustrated with what you know. Okay, so this is very important. Know their psychographics. I have about 10 minutes, so let me jump out of here. So how do you monetize your knowledge? How do you sell constantly? I've said a lot, all right, what you know. Another thing is that you must promote and sell yourself unashamedly, right? You must promote yourself unashamedly. You must do that consistently. Okay, before I talk about that, let me talk about visibility. The second key, the first key for you to sell your knowledge, okay, consistently, is to find your ideal customer. The second key is to be visible. If we don't know you, we will not buy from you. People only buy from people they know, like, and trust. You know the concept of KLT. All right, people buy from you because they know you, or they know somebody who knows you, or they buy from you because they like you or know somebody who likes you. They buy from you because they trust you, or they trust somebody who trusts you. So for you to sell your knowledge continually, consistently, every day, the key to KLT is to be visible. The key to be known, the key to be liked, the key to be trusted is to be visible. That's why, scriptures tell us that they liked David because David went out and came in before them. So they liked him more than Saul. Not just because he killed Goliath, but they were always seeing him. It wasn't the king that was just in the palace. So people are complaining that they don't like Buhari today. He could go just a few days ago. They are saying that this is not a political meeting. The current trend right now is that how can around 23 to 40 people were killed, and the following day the president is going for a book launch, which is more important. All right. So they want somebody who goes out and goes in before them. Visibility is key if you really want to sell. All right. So who knows you? Who knows you? You can't just appear from nowhere and say, I don't get fine package. You see, this is the balance. I've told you what you should know, okay? But I'm also balancing that it's not enough to know that thing. It's also very important to balance it. Okay, we need to see. I can't buy from you most likely if I don't know you, except it's a miracle, except probably the Holy Spirit. But don't do your work. Don't do the work of the Holy Spirit, and the Holy Spirit will not do your work. Every one of us should do our work. Everyone has a role to play. So the second key to earning from your knowledge continually is to be visible, right? I used to say that best is no longer best, my friends. Best is no longer best. It's not true, all right? It is the most known, is the most visible that is all best. So let me give you a practical example. FF, we have Festus here. We have Fortune. So let's imagine Fortune is a celebrity. No, it's not a celebrity. Let's imagine not a celebrity. Let's imagine Festus can draw. He's an artist, all right? Or rather, Fortune can draw. He's a great artist. Maybe one of those apparelist artists. So when he draws, like there's a picture, you can see it. There's one of my picture up there. Somebody drew it with the pencil. So, but Fortune is good. Fortune is being, in fact, Fortune trained Festus. All right. So, however, Fortune has this mindset that, okay, your time will come. You don't need to rush. You don't need to hustle. You know, your time will come. I know I'm good and I'm good, but it's not visible. However, the Festus he trained, anytime he does any good work, any good at this work, he's talking about it on his WhatsApp status. He's talking about it on Facebook. So the truth is this, and you and I, we know Festus more. Even though Fortune is better than Festus in real life, but in our own life perception, it is Festus we know. So it is Festus we will call the best. Oh, don't leave me. I hope this is good. Because it's Festus we know. Even though Fortune is better, it is the person we know, we see, that we call the best. So can I tell you for free, the people you see around, they are not necessarily the best. Some of the best, they are in one corner, but who knows them? So this is critical. I need to say that so that somebody will hear. As long as you have gotten to a level of expertise, you've done well, but please show yourself. This is very important. I know, please, if you want to type it out there, say show yourself, show yourself, show yourself. I know they've told you, they show yourself. You too proud. You too, they show yourself. I can tell you it's a good word. All right. Understanding this concept I just taught now, showing yourself is a good word. Promote yourself unashamedly. Thank you. That you hit it on the nail. I think you're a professor, all right? I love that word. Promote yourself unashamedly. It's what we call shameless marketing. This is key. This is important, right? You can't be the light of the world and put it. He said you are the light of the world, right? He said you're a city set. Okay, that means there are many cities. He said, but you are a city. A lot of people jump that passage. They say you're a city set on the hills that cannot be in. Pause now in 1 minute. You are a city set and you cannot be in. That means you must be set even though you're a city. Let's not go there before you turn me into a preacher tonight. So promote yourself. That's what we're talking about. How do you earn consistently? Number one, you said you must find your ideal customer. Number two, you must be visible. Number three, you must market and sell your product. This is critical. All right. We said you develop an ebook, you develop a webinar. All right, you develop a coaching program, an online coaching program. You now need to promote it. All right. So one of the things we say is this: we said human beings are greedy. So under promotion, let's say A, B, C, D. Then I'll close from here because I have less than 10 minutes. Okay. So you let's say A, B, C, D under promotion and selling. So we said generally that human beings are greedy. Okay. So what do you need to do? Because human beings love to pay less for more. They want a thing of 5,000. All right, but they want to pay 2,500. So you need to play on their greed. Okay? You need to play on their greed. So one of the things you must do to play on their greed is because it's what we call passive value. Okay? So you must give them a value that seems to be bigger than what they are paying. This is very important. So it's critical in your selling. Make big promises. All right. Give guarantees. It's what we call offer out there. You are not just selling, you must sell an offer. You must sell something that is compelling. You must sell something that is emotional. All right. Make a big promise. Give a guarantee. And one of the biggest marketing words you will ever use is free. That's the biggest marketing word. So that's why many times when you went to the market, you didn't plan to buy that clothes. But they say we are doing bonanza, buy one, get two free. Eh? You say went to Oga, are you sure? So the money you didn't budget, you don't mind trekking because you have the word free, it ranks something in your brain. So you can use that to promote yourself. So I want to sell this ebook. All right. When you buy this ebook, I'm going to give you something. We did it with our book promotion and it went ballistic. Make big promises. All right. Give guarantees. All right. I'm giving you 2 months if you read this book. You know what? One guarantee I used to give people who read my book. I tell them that some of you, when you are reading the book, you will make money more than what you are reading. And people are shocked. I said, I promise you, if you don't get that, return the book. I'll give you back your money. I give them that guarantee. I literally, because you know how I did that? Somebody told me that while he was reading my book, he made $300,000 from the first chapter. No, while reading the summary, I sent summary out. He said he made $300,000. Another person said he read the first chapter, he made $300. Another person said he bought the book, but seeing the cover, he made 1.4 million, a pastor. I said, okay, so I can also begin to brag and tell people, give them a guarantee that while reading this book, you can make back your money. Guarantee. People love that. So this is very critical in selling your knowledge. Use stories. It's critical. You must be a master storyteller. You don't just say things. All right. You must be a storyteller. You must use testimonials. So I'm giving you certain things now. I'm saying many things at the same time, but I think it's important you know that. Use testimonials. All right. Share your stories. Right. I was in the selling class that Fortune organized, and some of those people are around. Fantastic. All right. Use testimonies. Use stories. See, certain times you may do certain things for free. Okay. Don't let them just go like that. Freely you have received, but don't let them go. Tell them to write you a story. What have you benefited from this, my free class? So when you want to do a paid class, you will use the testimony of the free class to market the paid class. Am I talking to somebody? So don't just allow them go. I don't give them a free. Go. No, tell me how beneficial this free is. So when next I'm calling the class for 5,000, I will now use your testimony of somebody who attended the class. Of course, I don't need to say it was free. And use it to get other people. Testimonies and stories are powerful to sell. Use more benefits than futures. Don't tell us that your phone, what you sell is white, is blue, is black. No, tell us the benefits. Tell us the benefit. When I read this, your book, what am I going to gain? So when you read my book, How to Make It From What You Do for Free, you will literally begin to convert money. See, 5 people have written a book by reading this book. So I can tell you that. So benefits rather than features. So I'm not just telling you it's a great book. You're not going to read this book and feel, wow, it's beyond that. It's not features now. I divided the book into 14 chapters. Each chapter carries. No, I will tell you the benefits of reading this book. You will find your purpose when you read this book. You will think, you will start a business when you read this book. Benefits, practical benefits, very important. Right? And sometimes there's also what we say, you must show and not tell. Don't just tell us, show us. So let's imagine one of the knowledge products is this, you invented how to make water. So don't just tell us you made water. No, show us in a 5 minutes video how you made that water. People love it. People love it. Show rather than just tell. All right. Use more benefits. Thank you, Ifeoma. Use more benefit than features. Then another point, I'm not numbering this thing, but it's under one thing, selling and promotion. I hope you know that. I've said that you must give promise, big promise, guarantee, and use free. Number 2, I said you must use stories. Number 3, I said you must use testimonials and testimonies. Number 4, I said you must show benefits than features. Number 5, I said you must show practically, not just tell. Right? Then one of the things you can also do, one of the things that Ima does so well, is the power of copywriting. Very powerful. You need to learn that. Copywriting is critical. Okay? Right? So I'll give you a practical story. Let's imagine I have a phone here, a Samsung phone here. So I'm closing now. I know my time is against me. But let's imagine Ifeoma is on the screen now. So let's imagine Ifeoma, she wants to organize a WhatsApp class for 5,000 naira to teach people how to make money from their phone. Me too, Ni Shoyinka, I want to also organize the same kind of class. All right. So if Yoma says, I title my class, How to Make Money from Your Phone. That's the title of my class. Remember, both of us want to teach the same thing. If Yoma now went on to say, how I made 2.5 million from my phone in 70 days and how you can do the same, whose class will you attend? Of course, Ifeoma's class. Even me, I will attend Ifeoma's class. Now, that's the power of copywriting. Powerful. Powerful. All right? So, you will attend that class. Why? I may be better than her. You see, that's the problem. Because, you see, a lot of people you are better than, but they understand this secret of copywriting. They understand this selling secret. So, it's not about what you know now. It's about how you are able to dispense it out there. So I may know better than Ifeoma, but our ability to harness the skill of copywriting by me telling people how to make money from your phone, but she telling her how she made 2.5 million from her phone in 70 days, and now you can do the same. People gravitate towards her. How did this book become a bestseller? How to earn a fee from what you do for free? Some people are thinking, I should have called it free to fee. I should have called it anything, make money. I could have called it anything, but what I do for free? I single, can I make money? People buy. People don't just, you see that? That's the idea. This is so powerful. This is so powerful. All right. So you're titling. Let me give you a story as a close on this area of selling, and I believe you've gotten value. Many years ago, there was a book called Astrological Love. The book was written by a woman called Naura Aiden. The book was written in 1982. Probably some of you have come across that story. I'll close with that. In 1982, Naura Aiden wrote a book called Astrological Love. So about a year later, that book sold about 2,000 copies. Great, you may say. Then somebody stumbled on the book, read it. He said, wow, this book is amazing. But the title of the book betrays it. So he said, you know what? I want to get the copyright, Copyright. I want to get the copyright to this book. He now said, okay, I want to change the title of the book from Astrological Love to How to Satisfy a Woman Every Time and Have her Beg for More. Look at the transition. The title of the book in 1982 was Astrological Love. It was now changed, I think, a year or two later from Astrological Love to How to Satisfy a Woman Every Time and How to Get her Beg for More. Amazing. The same book that sold 2,000 in 1 year, the following year, by this change of title and change of book cover, sold about 2.5 million copies later. No content, nothing was changed in the content. The only thing was the cover page and the title of the book. That's how incredible your life and mind can be altered by the power of mastering this art of selling, of copywriting, and a lot of things. I believe, personally, I don't want to shoot my time. I could tell you about building relationship, leveraging the digital space. All right. I tell people every time that if Facebook was a country, Facebook would be the country with the largest population in the world. All right. So leverage on that space, leverage on it, powerful. And as you do, I believe you'll get tremendous value for your product and your service. I believe you got value with these few points of mine. Marian is already calling me out, right? I believe you got value. Marian, thank you. Fortune, thank you. Festus, thank you. God bless you guys real good.
Thank you very much, sir. Soyinka, we are so excited to have you. And one of my take home is still this: as long as you are not water, as long as you are not oxygen, not everybody wants you. Did you get that? Guys, let's appreciate him. Thank you very much. We are so grateful to have you in our midst. And I'm sure that so many persons got value like myself. I already have an idea of what I'm going to do after now. So I'll go and implement that. I'm sure going to come back to you and give you the feedback. So guys, if you have any question now, this is going to be time for question and answer. In few minutes, if you have a question, just drop it in the chat box. And Sir Soyinka is going to attend to it before he leaves the show. Drop your question in the chat box if you have any. Drop your question in the chat box. Okay, I can't see any yet. Is this still with us? If you have any question, drop it in the chat box. We'll be here to give answers to your question. All right, so we have our next speaker. So guys, if you have not posted the link to this webinar on your status, you are sure missing out. Kindly copy the link and post it immediately. Okay, he's back. He's back. Okay, I'm seeing a question here. Traffic. That's from Bara. So did you get that?
Okay, is there a better way to target your ideal customer via
Yeah,
organic
okay.
traffic? All right. Well, I just believe is the people that you welcome into your community. All right. So, for instance, right now, let me give a practical example. I've been on Facebook for many years. All right. When I understood this thing, I naturally began to delete some people. I'm sorry if I've deleted you. Just buzz me that you are from this conference so that I can get you back. You should be part of my target audience. But that's some of the things I did. All right. I began to conduct, they call, they said accounting audit. All right. So you can audit your sphere of influence. You can audit your social media page and all of that. Okay. So you are deliberate. So today I see somebody mentions me somewhere, and I know that people are coming into my wall and adding me as friends because of that same comment. So I know this from my analysis. These guys are supposed to be in my niche. They are my ideal customer, my ideal audience. So I have to delete some old people that you know what I'm saying. I'm not being very. I'm not. I just want to be very as practical as that. Okay, so you are intentional about the kind of people you want to see. Some people have not made any comment on my wall, but you see, don't also get it wrong. There are certain people who never make comment on your wall, because there are more people who see you than people who make comments. Let me not even go that dimension. My point is that you need to be able to audit your community.
Back. I'm muted. Okay, we'll be back to finish up the answer. Let's just wait a minute. I think his network had a glitch. Okay. Comes back, you attend to this. Guys, let's have patience. We'll be back with us very soon.
Okay, I'm back. Okay, so
Okay,
so I was saying,
he's back.
can you hear me now, Marianne? All right, Joseph, I hope you are there too. So I was saying that.
Yeah, I'm here.
Okay, so that's the first thing you can do. You conduct a self audit. Okay, as per those you want in your community. It's your call, it's your choice. You determine who should come around, and as per this ideal customer I talked about, you can do that. Then you should also be thoughtful of the community you join and the input you make. For instance, now if Fortune has a community, that's the right community. Your market should be there. Or the John Obidis community, the Extern Africa, right? Okay, so are you getting it now? So you can that's where some of your target audience will be. So joining the community, conducting a self audit, right, is very essential to drive target market. Then also what you also post, apart from self audit, what do you post? Okay, so because if you post certain new things, then expect that it's the new guys that will come around you. Are they your target audience? They are not, right? So because one of your posts can go viral, one of your videos can go viral one day, and before you know it, that's where the market will come. So that's the idea. So your post, your self-auditing, and joining the community organically, it will do the job. All right, that's what comes to me immediately right now, and I believe you got value from that.
All right, thank you very much. Okay, the next question on the screen. How do you prime our audience effectively before selling or launching a digital product? That's from Jerry.
How do you prime our audience effectively? So let me just give you a practical example of what I did with this book. I'll make it practical, and I hope you get the book after now. So what did we do? This was a physical book. This book, you can't find any e-copy anywhere, right? You can't find e-copy anywhere, right? So what did we do? I'm giving you a paid class already, but let me just give you an idea. So that as we order, we are sold 500 over 500 copies. I had to go for a reprint immediately. Okay, so what did we do? The first thing we did was that I decided that, okay, first of all, I formed a community. Okay, I was talking about it on my on Facebook, number one. Number two, I formed a group of people. So I make mention. I said I'm writing a book and I want a launch team. If you want to be in my launch team, inbox me. I'll also give you value in return. So I had a launch team. Okay, so we went in on the inside. We now began to do some internal work. So I gave them some things to post, some things to do. So before you knew it, the message was getting viral. Okay, so it was getting viral. People were eager. So for instance, now I said, Jerry, please post this on your status. Post the book cover on your status. So you post it on your status. People who have not seen me before, okay, like 200 people view your status for the first time. Okay, so at least maybe 10 people or 5 people can buy there from there. So that's exactly how we did and did viral. And we could sell 500 copies in pre-order. I tell people that I didn't spend one money. I didn't spend one dime in publishing this book. Why? Because the pre-order money had done the job already. Okay, so the point is this. It goes back to the first question I have already asked. Because you don't come today and maybe you just got an idea. This thing is a long walk. You don't just come from nowhere today and say you just got an idea. Let me just push. No, you have to have a track record. It may be a 6-month track record. All right, it may be a 1-year track record, but ensure that you are there. People are seeing you. All right, and you have deliberately cultivated a community. You've done a self-audit, and you are posting the right thing. Naturally, people will gravitate towards you organically. And another thing I should say, and let me say it again, is that you need to be consistent. Not just show yourself. I shouted show yourself, and certain people amazingly posted show yourself, show yourself. You must show yourself consistently. It's key. You can't come today and the next time you're coming is 2 months. No, sir, you're not ready for this job. This is a long haul. You must show yourself today, show yourself tomorrow, and next tomorrow if possible. All right. So this is how to, in a nutshell, find your audience organically. But if you want to go otherwise, then go into Facebook and maybe you master those streets. All right, go into Facebook ads where you can now, because of your ads, strategically now target the right audience. But organically is the way. But of course, live on Facebook has made the job easier for us, so you can go, all right, the monetization way. Okay, I hope this helps, Jerry. I hope it helps. Right.
Okay, thank you very much for that reply, Jerry. I hope you already cleared. So be taking the next question. If you have another question, kindly drop it. I'm not seeing any again. Okay, I think that's all for the questions. Okay, sir, you talked about your book. I believe there are so many of us here who would like to have a copy or to get the copy. So I think it's be nice if you tell us how we can get it. Is it going to be via hard copy or soft copy or whichever one?
Yeah, like I said, Marian, it's strictly hard copy. All right. This is an amazing book. I think I'll just drop my WhatsApp line. Anybody who wants to get it can just buy. All right. I'm giving out this book out to NFE from what you do for free, making big money from your skills, ideas, and talents. Let me just use 1 minute to say this. I believe that there are many tragedies in our world. The first tragedy is death, physical death. The second tragedy is what dies in you while you are alive. The other tragedy is that for you to have so much, you can code, you can mime, you can sing, you can dance, you can do digital marketing, but you are not earning commensurate. Let's imagine a graduate who is NK, right? A graduate from FUTMINA or Federal University of Technology, Owerri, FUTO, is a graduate with a 2-1 in engineering, but is earning 10K. You know that's a tragedy. Now that's exactly what a lot of us also face. We have so much loaded, but we are not able to earn a commensurate. So this is one of the primary reasons why I wrote this book. All right. So how to earn a fee for what you do for free. I'm also giving out, when you get the book, you'll get at a 40% discount. The book is 5K, but I'm still very gracious enough to give it 40% discount, so you can get it at 3K. Right, then you get bonuses worth 19,500. Some of my materials on how to build strategic alliances, right? Some of my materials on amazing materials, 4 of them worth 19,500. I'm going to give you for free if you get this book for just 3K, 40% discount. So my WhatsApp number, I think that's the fastest way to do it. 070-3457-0999. 0310. If anybody typing out there can type it 070 3457 0310. One more time, 070 3457 0310. So reach me, you get the book, and we are literally in many countries around many states around the country where you can get the book. And if it's not your book, your CD, we can ship it. So thank you so much. I'll see you guys on the inside. I hope you got the number, Marianne. Right, you may post it so that people
No, I didn't get that, but I'll get it. All right. Okay, here's it. Okay. Thank you very much for coming. Thank you very much, sir. We are so grateful to have you in our midst, and I'm sure we got massive value. So we'll be reaching out to you. I believe so many persons here would want to get the book. So thank you very much once again. So right now we're going on a short break. Where we'll make welcome our next speaker for tonight. Don't go anywhere. If you have anybody that should be here, so just copy the link to this webinar and post on your status on your timeline. We are going to be back in a few minutes. See you.
Thank you. If you do not have capacity to execute all of those things I've mentioned may amount to almost nothing. So what am I saying? It's high time we began to build capacity.
I went from making $24 in my first 11 months as an online entrepreneur to earning over $4,000 in 7 months.
It was one of the lessons I learned that was really, really, really touching. You are the only constant thing you have.
So the first step to becoming extraordinary is to develop coping skills.
Quality and creative educational system can be accountable.